Alex looked at the big clock on the wall. It was 6:30 a.m. The airport was already busy with people rushing around. Alex took a deep breath, feeling both excited and nervous. This was going to be the first solo trip of their life. "You can do this, Alex," they whispered to themselves, gripping the handle of their blue suitcase tightly. The airport was huge, with high ceilings and large windows that let in the early morning light. People of all ages hurried past, some running to catch flights, others moving slowly with heavy bags. The air was filled with a mix of different languages and the constant hum of activity. Alex walked through the automatic doors, feeling the cool, air-conditioned breeze on their face. They looked around, trying to find the check-in area. After a moment of confusion, they spotted a big sign that said "Check-in" hanging from the ceiling. Under the sign, there were many desks with different airline names. Alex searched for their airline, Sun Airways. When they found it, they joined the line, watching as other passengers talked to the airline staff. While waiting, Alex double-checked their backpack. Passport? Check. Ticket? Check. Phone and charger? Check. Money? Check. They nodded, feeling a little more confident. The line moved slowly, but finally, it was Alex's turn. "Good morning," a friendly woman at the desk said with a warm smile. "May I see your passport and ticket, please?" "Good morning," Alex replied, handing over the documents with slightly shaky hands. The woman typed quickly on her computer, her fingers dancing over the keyboard. "Are you checking any bags today?" she asked, looking up at Alex. "Yes, one bag," Alex answered, lifting their blue suitcase onto the scale next to the desk. The woman nodded approvingly. "Your bag weighs 20 kilos. That's within our limit." She attached a tag to the suitcase and handed Alex a boarding pass. "Here's your boarding pass. Your gate is C-15, and boarding starts at 8:30 a.m. Have a great flight." "Thank you very much," Alex said, taking the boarding pass and passport. They watched as their suitcase disappeared down a conveyor belt, hoping they would see it again in Los Angeles. With the first hurdle cleared, Alex headed towards the security area. The line was long, snaking back and forth between rope barriers. People were taking off their shoes, emptying their pockets, and putting their belongings into gray plastic bins. When it was finally Alex's turn, a security officer explained the process. "Please remove your shoes, belt, and any metal items. Put them in the bin along with your backpack and electronic devices." Alex did as instructed, feeling a bit awkward standing in their socks. They walked through the metal detector, holding their breath. No beep. Relief washed over them. On the other side, Alex collected their things and put their shoes back on. They checked the time on their phone. It was 7:45 a.m. Still plenty of time, they thought. Deciding to find the gate first, Alex looked at the large departure boards. The screen was filled with cities from all over the world. Paris, Dubai, Sydney, Rio de Janeiro. It was exciting to see all these exotic destinations. Finally, they found their flight. Sun Airways, Flight 302 to Los Angeles, Gate C-15. Following the signs, Alex made their way to Gate C-15. The gate area had rows of seats facing large windows that looked out onto the runway. Alex could see planes taking off and landing in the distance. They chose a seat near the window and watched the activity outside. A few minutes later, Alex's stomach growled loudly. With all the excitement, they had forgotten to eat breakfast. Looking at their watch, they saw it was 8 a.m. "I have time for a quick bite," they decided. Walking back towards the main concourse, Alex passed by several shops and restaurants. The smell of coffee and freshly baked goods made their mouth water. They stopped at a small cafe and joined a short line. "Hi there, what can I get for you today?" the barista asked cheerfully. "Can I have a small orange juice and a cheese sandwich, please?" Alex ordered, eyeing the delicious-looking sandwiches in the display case. "Of course," That'll be $10.50. Alex paid and took their breakfast to a small table nearby. As they ate, they watched the constant flow of travelers passing by. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry, pulling suitcases or carrying bags. Suddenly, an announcement came over the speakers. Attention passengers on Sun Airways Flight 302 to Los Angeles. We will begin boarding in 20 minutes at Gate C-15. Please make your way to the gate area if you haven't already done so. Alex quickly finished their sandwich and juice, disposed of the trash, and hurried back to Gate C-15. More people had gathered there now, some sitting and others standing around impatiently. Finding a seat, Alex took out their phone and sent a quick message to their parents at the gate. Boarding soon. Everything's going well? A reply came almost immediately. Great job, Alex. Have a safe flight. Call us when you land. We love you. The message made Alex smile. Even though they were traveling alone, it was comforting to know their family was thinking of them. We are now ready to begin boarding Sun Airways Flight 302 to Los Angeles, a voice announced. We'll start with our first class and priority passengers, followed by families with young children. Alex watched as a group of people got up and formed a line. Checking their boarding pass, they saw they were in Group 4. As the different groups were called, Alex's excitement grew. Finally, they heard, "We are now boarding Group 4. Standing up, Alex joined the line, clutching their boarding pass and passport. Their heart was beating fast with anticipation. At the front of the line, a smiling airline employee greeted them. "May I see your boarding pass, please?" Alex handed it over. The woman scanned it and returned it with a smile. "Have a great flight." "Thank you," Alex replied, stepping onto the jet bridge. Walking down the long corridor, Alex could see the airplane at the end. It was much bigger up close than it had looked from the window. A friendly flight attendant greeted them at the door of the plane. "Welcome aboard. Your seat is 22F. Alex made their way down the aisle, counting the row numbers. 18, 20, 22. They found their window seat and sat down, storing their backpack under the seat in front. Looking out the window, Alex could see airport workers loading bags and cargo into the plane. It was fascinating to watch the complex operation. More passengers filed onto the plane, storing their bags and finding their seats. An older woman sat next to Alex, giving them a kind smile. "First time flying alone?" she asked gently. Alex nodded, feeling a bit shy. "Is it that obvious?" The woman chuckled. "I remember my first solo flight. Don't worry, you'll do just fine. Flying can be quite an adventure." Her words made Alex feel more at ease. They chatted for a few minutes about their destinations and travel plans. Soon, all the passengers were on board, and the flight attendants began their safety demonstration. Alex listened carefully and read along with the safety card from the seat pocket. Then came the moment Alex had been both dreading and looking forward to: takeoff. The engines roared to life, and the plane began to move away from the gate. Alex's heart raced as they felt the vibrations of the powerful engines. The plane taxied slowly to the runway, joining a line of other aircraft waiting for their turn. Finally, they reached the start of the runway. There was a pause, and then the engines grew louder than ever. The plane accelerated down the runway, pressing Alex back into their seat. The view outside the window became a blur. Then, suddenly, the ground fell away, and they were airborne. Alex watched in awe as the buildings and cars below grew smaller and smaller. Soon, they were above the clouds, and the world below disappeared from view. The captain's voice came over the intercom. "Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached our cruising altitude of 35,000 feet. The weather en route to Los Angeles is clear, and we expect a smooth flight. You may now use your electronic devices. Our flight attendants will be coming around shortly with drinks and snacks." Alex took out their book, but found it hard to concentrate. The view from the window was too captivating. Fluffy white clouds stretched as far as the eye could see, with occasional glimpses of the earth far below. A flight attendant stopped by with a cart. "Would you like something to drink?" she asked Alex. "Apple juice, please," Alex replied. The flight attendant handed them a small bottle of juice and a plastic cup filled with ice. Alex poured their drink, feeling a sense of independence. Here they were flying high above the earth, managing on their own. As the flight progressed, Alex alternated between reading their book, listening to music, and gazing out the window. They even struck up a conversation with the kind woman seated next to them, learning about her grandchildren in Los Angeles. Before they knew it, the captain's voice returned. "Ladies and gentlemen, we're beginning our descent into Los Angeles International Airport. Please return your seats to the upright position, stow your tray tables, and fasten your seatbelts." Alex looked out the window eagerly. The clouds parted, revealing the sprawling city of Los Angeles below. They could see highways filled with cars, buildings of all sizes, and in the distance, the blue expanse of the Pacific Ocean. The plane descended lower and lower. Alex felt their ears pop and sucked on a candy to relieve the pressure. Then, with a slight bump, the wheels touched down on the runway. They had landed. As the plane taxied to the gate, Alex felt a mix of excitement and pride. They had done it, flown across the country all by themselves. When the seatbelt sign turned off, everyone stood up and began retrieving their belongings. Alex waited patiently for their turn to stand and get their backpack. Stepping off the plane, Alex followed the signs to baggage claim. The airport in Los Angeles was just as big and busy as the one they had left this morning. They found the right carousel and waited for their blue suitcase to appear. After a few minutes, Alex spotted their bag and pulled it off the conveyor belt. With everything collected, they headed towards the exit. Their heart leaped when they saw a familiar face, their older cousin, Jamie, waving enthusiastically. "Alex, over here!" Jamie called out. Alex rushed over and gave their cousin a big hug. "I made it, Jamie. I flew all by myself." "You sure did, kiddo," Jamie said proudly. "How was your first solo flight?" As they walked to the parking lot, Alex recounted every detail of their adventure, from checking in at the airport to the view from the airplane window. Jamie listened attentively, impressed by Alex's bravery and independence. That night, lying in bed in the guest room at Jamie's house, Alex replayed the day's events in their mind. From the nervous excitement at the beginning to the sense of accomplishment at the end, it had been an unforgettable experience. Alex couldn't wait to explore Los Angeles with Jamie, and in 2 weeks, they would get to do it all over again on the return flight. As they drifted off to sleep, Alex smiled to themselves. They had taken a big step today. They weren't just a kid anymore. They were a traveler, ready for new adventures.